It's time for the movie raid, and tonight's victim is actress Tabitha Bastien that is currently in Friday the 13th Vengeance. Hello.
Woohoo! Thanks so much for having me.
Aside from this project, have you got any other projects that you've been doing since the last year, or even recent, or even in between this project?
Yeah, I have a couple projects in post-production and a few in pre-production. Sadly, I can't talk about one of them that I'm really excited to talk about because I signed an NDA, but that one I'm really excited about. It's the biggest film I've worked on so far, and I'm second billed on that, and I just felt really connected to that role, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. And also, I was in Beloved Beast. I know you interviewed a couple people on that project as well, and that one should be in theaters sometime this year, too. That one, everybody, I think, will love that one, too. It was a lot of fun, and I loved everybody that worked on that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I love those types of films. It depends where the direction goes. Was that a new experience for you, or have you been used to that kind of thing?
Used to, like, thrillers and horror. I'm kind of used to it. I started off doing a lot of horror earlier in my career. I think it was because I'm a big horror movie fan myself. Like, I grew up watching them when I was really little, and so I gravitated towards those, but also a lot of people up in the Northwest, that's what they like to film. So there are a lot of horror films back when I started, and now, since then, I've actually done more dramas and comedy, but I still go back to horror whenever I see a really good role pop up. And this one is definitely one of them. I'm so excited about the Vengeance film that's coming up Friday the 13th. So much fun. I actually just got done rereading the final script with a big bowl of popcorn the other day, and I could totally visualize the whole movie, and it's so good. And it's going to be a tall order, but with everyone that's on board, I just have complete faith in everybody, and I think it's going to be a really standout film, and I can't wait. I think all of the fans are going to love it. As you know, a lot of names pop up that we've heard before, like the Tommy Jarvis lineage, which is kind of fun, but there are other names that pop up as well, like my character's name is Joey Higgins, and from Higgins Haven, and also her mom was Chris Higgins, who was the sole survivor and heroine from Friday the 13th Part 3. So she hits Jason with an axe in the face, which is pretty cool.
That sounds so brutal just by saying that. Oh.
In the face. She goes through the map.
Okay, just soften the blow a little bit. Really, it's in the face.
Yeah, so she's my mom.
That's awesome. And the fact that this is still in the filming process, and hopefully, between March or past March, they say at least that's their goal to get this out there. And I definitely look forward to seeing more trailers of it, of course.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited. I get to meet a lot of people this week. It seems like everybody is really close knit, and it seems like an awesome team. Like, everybody just seems like family. So I'm really excited to be a part of it.
Now, is this the most type of positive atmosphere you've ever experienced with this production of Friday the 13th Vengeance compared to all the other ones that you actually have performed? I mean, honestly, like, a lot of them will always have, a couple people on board on the same page and stuff like that. But when you really feel that vibe and having to get out there, do your thing, everybody can succeed at the same time.
Oh, I totally agree. That's all I want to do is work on film sets like that. That's my goal. And I think this one's going to be exactly like that. Everybody's on the same page. We all want to work together to make this a fantastic film, and everybody makes a difference. It's not like the director, the actor, it's the sound, it's audio, it's lights, it's editing, I mean, everything, special effects, makeup, wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. We all work together.
Jeremy Brown, I mean, has he been more interactive with you with your part, or do you pretty much let loose on your part and go from there?
We haven't worked on it lately yet. We're going to start working on it this weekend, but I got into the project, actually. I had a lot of people rooting for me, and it was really awesome, and I'm very grateful for everybody. I didn't even know it was still casting, but I had a few friends recommend me to Jeremy Brown, the director and casting director, and then I auditioned a couple times for Jeremy Brown and had some really great conversations with him, and just made me stoked on the part and the project. And, after getting the okay from my agent and reading the script, I was completely on board and so excited. I'm really excited about the role because she's kind of a badass, and I can't say too much, but what I can say is they call on her and a couple others because of my relationship with, my mom's relationship with Jason. They're kind of calling on me as, to get some help and some backup, and we're just ready to kick some butt. So it's going to be fun to play that kind of strong character.
Yeah, not just for emotional support. You got a shotgun next to it.
Yes.
But when you have to perform in a different genre, do you have to either switch or even change method acting to get that role for this particular genre?
Different for genres sometimes, but it's really depends on the film. Different films, they like comedies. Some comedies are more about improv. Dramas are more about connecting with the other person and just finding those really small moments between two people. And I don't know, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of similarities between the genres for me. I take my horror, I only like doing horror films that are like good and well made. I like watching the fun B movies, but I like just being real and organic. I look at it similar to serious straight drama or thriller when I do a horror project. And the one thing with horror is there's just a lot more action, and especially special effects. If you're not used to working on special effects, you have to get used to that. I love it. I don't mind it. Like, if I was doing anything else in a film, it would be that, because I think I'm pretty good at it, but I really like special effects. It's just, you have to have a lot of patience while they're putting it on you sometimes, and it can get cold and sticky with the blood and all that. But other than that, it's same as anything else. You do a lot of work beforehand, like breaking down the script, character work, backstory, and all that. And then after doing all the research and rehearsing and doing all that, it's really about throwing it out the window and being present in that moment with the other actor and just making it as organic and real as possible in that, and just forgetting everything so that you can be in that moment and truly listen and respond to the other person.
Yeah, and the impact is always different between genres.
Yeah, and I love comedy so much. Like, that's one thing that I didn't know I would love it, and once I did it, I want to do it all the time. So much fun. And it's so much lighter, obviously, than the horror films, but in horror films, I've played a lot of villains before. I can play the opposite of that, like really sweet and naive, but I've been told maybe because my eyes can get kind of crazy, so I get cast as villains quite a bit. So I definitely rather play villains than the victims in horror films. Way easier. The victims, it's just hard sometimes and exhausting afterwards. So I get more exhausted after horror movies than filming the other stuff. Comedy, I go home and I just have a regular night.
It's like, yeah, I've been drunk the whole time. I didn't even know if I was filming. Yeah,
it's way more like easygoing than the horror and drama.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But when it comes to performing a different character, how do you adjust and adapt to a character's experience that you have not even experienced?
Yeah, that's a good question too, especially when, you're playing a serial killer or something, and I did do that. I played a serial killer in one of my first feature films. She just wanted to be a normal girl. She just had these urges to kill people, but other than that, she just wanted to be just a normal girl, and so I just tried to focus on the other aspects of her life that I could relate to. She was kind of sarcastic and snarky, and, I just made comparisons to my own life that would make it a little easier. And then with this film, sometimes it's like little things. I was just thinking about this because they contacted me on Vengeance about a few pieces of wardrobe that I might be wearing, and sometimes it's little things like wardrobe or props, and you hear about it, and you're like, oh, that kind of helps me round her out as a person, because they picked a couple distinct items that she'll be wearing, and I was pretty excited about that.
Yeah, visual aid is the best thing for you. Like you mentioned right there with the wardrobe, it gives you an idea of what type of character that, not just a persona, but like what this character was actually about, like what she liked, disliked, give an idea what her background is, what might be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what the whole, writing a good backstory and all of that. Sometimes I'll journal through the character's eyes and write way too much sometimes. There was one time when a director I was working with saw my notepad for one of my characters, and he kind of made fun of me, and he's like, you probably got all A's in school, didn't you? I was like, yes. I probably do a little much sometimes.
How do you keep yourself from being a product to an asset?
An asset, like contributing more to the film instead of just being a byproduct of it.
Correct.
Yeah, I try to contribute in a lot of ways to the overall atmosphere of the film, and I try to bring, I've been told I bring an enthusiasm to the film set, and I feel like I know that I'm not the star of the film, even if I'm the lead actor or whatever. I know that I'm a very small part in the whole process, and I respect everybody's jobs, and I just like to get to know everybody on the film set, and I feel like that's so important because my best friends I've met that way, just by meeting them on sets, and everybody's important, the PAs, everything.
Yeah, and that's the thing, the right set of mind. Of course, there's the whole thing, of course, it's a job, yes, it's a part, but if you make that part, regardless if it's small or if it's medium or it's huge, make it as important as you can possibly be, and set your emotions, set your sights on where this character is going.
Yeah, and leave all your baggage at home when you get to the set. That's an important piece. Me too.
Yeah, and having mixed emotions, like having to take it from home. Let's say you went through a bad experience with a relationship, or maybe you have a job or something like that. If you're putting that into this part, it probably will go pretty sour for you, because when you put that on screen, it might not show that you're basically flexing your muscles as an actor, in the part, rather, because you're just throwing emotions out rather than being in the motion, in the moment.
Absolutely. Like, sometimes that might work, but sometimes if it's not planned, like I said, that's why you do all the work beforehand before you get to set, because once you get to set, you want to kind of forget about, and you don't want to be in your head too much, so you want to forget about all that so you can actually just act organically and just be as real as possible. Even if the character is so far from you as a person, you just want to come across as real as possible, and that's tapping into yourself, because it's still your body and your voice and everything, even if you sound different.
Yeah, you would totally end up wrecking yourself before the end of the day just doing that one scene because you had a bad day.
Exactly. For me, it's easy too. Even if I had a bad day, I get on set and it's just like this little oasis, it's a different world. So it is easy to kind of get into the film mindset as soon as you step on, for me at least.
And when it comes to being a strong character, do you think there should be a balance of how a strong character should be in a situation?
A balance of how a strong character should be in a situation? Yeah, like it might not come across as real as you would think. If a character's too strong, probably.
Exactly.
It might take you out of the moment, so there is some balance you'd have to do, like certain aspects. Just because you're a strong character doesn't mean you're not vulnerable at times, or even in your strength there's still some vulnerability as well. So I think that's a good point. You have to have a little bit of both, I think. Or it's just kind of like a caricature or more cartoon-like.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like if it's, let's say it's a surviving situation, it's not just that, but it's the fact that any kind of situation for the most part, because if you're making, if it's a lead role especially, if you're making that character too strong than what it is, like, they're not immortal, man. I'm sorry, but, they're not everybody is that strong, level-headed in terms of whatever it is they're going through.
Yeah, that's so true.
But it does become ridiculous at times. Like, really, he just goes through all this, or, like, he can dive out of an airplane, or he can do this, or she can, swim underwater for 10 minutes, and come on.
Yeah, unless they're like superhuman. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre.
Go ahead and plug in anything that you would like to plug in. Go ahead and talk about a little bit more of Friday 13th Vengeance that you're allowed to say, a little bit more of character, anything that we got released, anything in general.
Yeah, all I can say more about my character in the film Vengeance is, like I said, she's a strong female character, but I also am working alongside other strong females, banding together to kick some ass in this film, and that's been like a dream of mine, so I'm really excited about that aspect of it. I feel like, sadly, I don't get to work with a lot of other female actresses like this in a group setting, and I got spoiled early on in my career. I worked on a feature film towards the beginning, this horror film where there were 5 girls, and we got to stay in a cabin for 2 weeks, and we were all 5 leading ladies, and it was amazing. We bonded and supported each other, and then come to find out that that's extremely rare. So I'm really excited that there are so many strong female roles in this film, and we're actually getting to work together, which I'm very excited about. And like I said, I think fans are going to love this, and we all appreciate you having a bunch of the Vengeance team on here to talk about it. I don't think that there's anything that people won't like. Other plugs I have, Beloved Beast, I already talked about. We have a couple other people in Vengeance that are on board with that film, Sanaya and Luke Shuck, and that feature film, like I said, should be released soon, so keep an eye out for that. And then the project I signed the NDA for that I'm very excited about, I will be posting about that on social media as soon as I can. If you want to follow me online, my website is just myname.com, so it's tabithabastien.com, TABITHABASTIEN. And then you can also search for my name on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on there as well. There's not a lot of Tabitha Bastiens, except for a couple that tried to steal my name on Instagram. So now I'm Tabitha Bastien Official on Instagram, which is cheesy, but there it is. And also follow Vengeance, and this movie is going to be epic. You guys will all love it.
Yes, there you have it, everybody. That's Tabitha Bastien, actress.